1 minute I'm bright and next minute I'm not.
Yo, everybody, we live. What's good? Welcome
Hey,
to the Way Love Goes podcast. We
podcast.
are
Bam, bam, bam,
excited
bam.
today. Pew, 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 pew. Definitely. We are excited today because you'll see in a second. You'll see in a moment why. But yeah, we are ready to go. What we're going to do real quick, as we always do around this time, is just check in to see how each other's is doing, and we're going to do it quickly because we got to get right to things.
We gotta get.
Excuse me. For me, I'm doing good. I got one big thanks. We had all kinds of drama with my wife's school stuff, but all of that things got worked out. So now she finna graduate. We can stop paying bills to this school. Use our money for better things. Hallelujah. Yes,
Hallelujah.
indeed. And that's what's new with me. That's what I'm celebrating. All right, my
All
sister.
right.
How about you?
What's new with me? Nothing much. Except for we have an unofficial sponsor for today. Crew. Hold on. Crew Bruce Muay Thai. Say that real fast. KRU Bruce Muay Thai has
Mm-hmm.
sponsored partially the podcast because they gave me
Hey.
a new ring light, a new microphone, which kind of sort of whatever, from a company called McStreamy. So if you're in the Hampton Roads area, which is Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Suffolk, Smithfield, Hampton, Newport News, and Williamsburg, you can go over to Norfolk and have a great time at martial arts. Learn how to defend yourself. Do some sparring. They even have a women's only, and they have co-ed. And they also have Elizabeth City, North Carolina, also some good stuff. So go to crewbrucemuaythai.com. That's KRU Bruce Muay Thai MUAYTHAI.com and go check them out.
Check them
Go
out.
check out my friend Bruce. And he's a former Marine. So go and support the veterans. Go
Hey, there
support.
you go. There
All
you
right, so
go.
that's
That's what's up,
that's all
man.
that's new with me.
All
Shout
right.
out.
Shameless plug. Subscribe to this channel.
Yes.
We are at the illustrious banging level of 7 subscribers right now, and so we don't mind having a few more. So come on through. Check
Come
us
on,
out on
friends. Check us out.
all the places: Anchor, Google, Apple, wherever you get your streaming, wherever you listen to your podcasting, and give us that great rating because we need it because we're trying to build up this thing. All right.
All
And
right.
today
Today,
we finna take it up to the next level. I
yes.
see my brother, he's brushing his hair. He's getting himself. No, he's not brushing his hair. I think he was just swatting a fly away. Anyway, go ahead. Give us our intro for our guest for today.
So we have our first guest. Bum, 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 bum. I wish we had
Yeah.
some kind of thing, but anyway, we have our first guest, our very first guest of the Way Love Goes podcast. Our
Y'all.
Yes, our cherry has been popped. We are no
Bow.
longer guest virgins.
Bow.
Lovers, let us welcome our first guest, comedian and co-host of the podcast, Just Therapy, our
Mm-hmm.
guy, Shawn Boyd.
Hey,
Yay!
hey, hey! I'm popping y'all cherry. I ain't know that.
Hey, let's
That's what's
be
up.
all right. Let's be easy on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I got it. I got it. I'm sorry, but I got to correct you. I'm the host
Oh,
of
the host. I'm
the Just
sorry.
Therapy podcast.
Sorry.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
the
the
host.
host.
Bam.
Gotcha.
First
Gotcha.
name, my no.
First name, I'm on top. KT in my home. Yeah.
Well,
They
I
just on the
see
side.
y'all did y'all regular check-in, but I gotta ask, how was the Kim concert?
Ooh.
Oh, that thing was
I
good.
listened to the podcast. I'm done with all that.
Oh, okay.
See, he caught up. He's actually caught up, he said.
All
Yeah.
right, all right. The Kim concert was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to say that Babyface he did outshine Kim.
Really?
He was up. It felt like he was there a little longer, of course, you know, Babyface has a longer record of hits
Oh yeah.
than Kim. So he was up there a little longer. He was able to showcase all of his features, all the
Nice.
songs that he wrote. So
Nice.
it was really good. He was even up there trying to dance at 60. I think he's like 61 or 62. So
More
it
power
was
to
an
you.
awesome concert. Yeah. So
Nice.
it was here. I think you're in the 757 too, or
No, I'm in the I'm actually in the 330 area, which
He's
is
in
I'm in
Ohio.
Talmadge, which is right next
oh
door to Akron, but I'm originally
oh
from
okay.
Cleveland, the
Oh,
216.
okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So
Mhm.
hopefully you'll get to see Kim. I know he's always touring. So
His tickets cost too much for me because I
oh
Mm,
remember
mm,
about
mm.
maybe 7 or 8 years ago, he was coming to Cleveland and they wanted $100 for nosebleeds. And I'm like, I'll just listen to
oh.
I was
Ooh.
like, I'll just listen to the album. I'm good.
Well the ticket it was only $60.
Oh,
Oh,
nice. Okay. See,
Yeah, it
you
was
that's
done
not
found
$60.
bad.
something.
He was
And it
charging
was just
100 for nosebleeds.
yeah, it was 60 and it was on a smaller venue at
Oh,
the university over around here. So
okay.
that was not bad. That was like the on the lower end. The higher end was of course up in the hundreds, but that's if you wanted to sit on the floor or in the front. But
Yeah, I'm good with a $60
yeah,
Oh,
seat.
I'm
Yeah,
good with
I
it.
love me
I
some
can see
Kim.
everything. Yeah.
I love me
Absolutely.
some Kim. That's my guy.
He's
Hmm.
awesome. He's awesome. He
Yeah.
actually puts us all in the mood for love, which we're going to talk
yep.
about today. Back to love again.
Back to
So
love. Dot
dot,
again.
dot, dot.
Don't forget the dots.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we're going to get into a little bit of Mr. Shawn Boyd's love life.
Oh man. Okay.
And I gotta shout him. I gotta shout him out too because he basically made a nice outline for us in telling us what he was willing to talk about. He said, "I'm willing to talk about whatever, man. I've been through this, and we gonna just hit it all."
Yeah.
Right.
And I
That's
like
why
that
I had to
shirt. I
wear.
like that shirt,
That's why
man.
I had to wear it. We getting all into it. I gotta, stay positive.
Definitely gotta stay
Stay
positive.
positive. Absolutely.
That's right.
That's
That's
Absolutely.
that's
right.
that
That's right.
Don D's apparel right there.
You know how we do.
Absolutely. Go check them out at Don D's.
DonDeesTees.com. And
Yep.
hurry up because
Absolutely.
it's about to go down in about 1 month. That's right.
You getting rid
The
of it?
domain name is for 1 year, and yeah. So make sure you get in there and get squared away now. Get yourself squared away. We keep it real. We keep it real over here. Free
That's
Hey,
funny.
version
only way you
of
can.
StreamYard. That's why it took us so long to get in here. They wasn't trying to help us, but we made it. We made it. God blocked it.
Right. Right.
All right.
Right.
So let's jump
All right,
into
Mr.
this,
Boyd.
man.
So
Sheesh.
let's jump into this. We got some questions for you.
Oh
We want
yes.
you to help our listeners and our viewers know how you were able to come back from that journey of love and being all married and divorced and now on this, I guess you're on a new relationship, I thought I heard. But so we're gonna get into all of that. So we want
Oh
to
yeah.
know, okay, so D is married. I used to be
Hmm.
married, so I've
Yeah.
Hmm.
been divorced for 8 years. And so we know that you were married 2 times, like deuce, like dos. So how was it
Dos
to go
Equis.
from being married once and then getting married again? How was the divorce part? Like what did you still like after the first marriage? Did it take you a while to recover and come back and bounce back to go to marriage number two?
Yes. Yes.
It did.
Definitely. Because
How
the first marriage was to my so-called high school sweetheart. Even though we didn't go to the same schools, we
Hmm.
met in high school, and she lived in one city, and I lived in another, which was like 35 minutes away or whatever. She used to
okay.
ride the bus out to see me, and then I would ride. No, I'm lying. I would get my parents' car and drive over to where she was at. So we had my son, and she actually proposed to me.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold
So how did
on.
you wait a minute? Wait, stop. Don't go past go, don't collect $200. How did you take the did she get down on one knee? Like how was like how did that work?
So
Yes.
it's funny because like she proposed to me. I can't say 100% she got down on one knee,
Okay.
but maybe 90% I think she did. It's kind of a blur. Some stuff you just kind of block out, trauma and just other stuff, right. But yeah, she proposed to me, so I did like a female would do and said, "Let me think about it."
Oh.
You hit her with the "let me think about it."
Yeah,
you hit me with the energy of you proposing publicly in the mall, and I don't want to.
No, it wasn't public. It was in our apartment. It wasn't public. It wasn't like
so after you said that, then y'all just went back to watching TV.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Went back to watching TV. I lit a blunt up and went back to smoking. And
oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So how long did it take for you to say yes?
Like a day.
Okay.
What were you thinking about?
You said what?
What? Yeah, when you said "let me think about it," what were you thinking about?
That's a good question. I was thinking like, is this what I want? You know what I'm saying? Because like we was like best friends, and we got a son together. He's young. He was premature, so we went through that 93 days while he was in the hospital, going there every single day, making sure he was good. And it was like, I was like, all right, well, I definitely want to give my son what I had, which is both parents. Like I had both my parents in my life all the way up until they passed away. So it was like, I wanted to give my son what I had, which was both parents. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. So we got married. The day of the wedding, I was about to run though.
Oh.
Yeah.
The day of the wedding.
Your experience is like 5 different movies.
It is.
Dang.
Like
what happened? Yeah. Let's take us into that moment. You was getting your morning smoothie, and you was like, hold on.
So like my one dude keep telling me to write a book, but I'm like, dude, that book would be long. It's about my life and my journey, because it would be long. But so what happened was we was outside taking pictures at the church, and my best friend, his stepfather was doing the pictures. And while we're doing the pictures, it's like a tree close to us, and it's this squirrel in the tree watching us take pictures the whole time. I know it sounds crazy, but the squirrel was like staring at us the entire time while we taking pictures. So like his stepdad had me like take a picture with the squirrel, like, I'm pointing at the squirrel like this in the picture, and like, so everybody walking in, so it was me and my best man, who was my best friend. We walking in last, and I stopped him. I was like, hey man, I got this eerie feeling that I should not do this. And he was like, oh man, don't worry about it, man. Y'all best friends, y'all go be good. Y'all got y'all son, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna work out. And I was like, all right. So I went ahead and did it.
That is a close call.
Yeah, so it lasted on paper 7 years, but 5 years realistically, because she cheated on me. So I left. So I left. And just was trying to get over it, and they got that cliche saying, the best way to get over it is to get under somebody else. I mean, that's what they say. They say that a lot. And so that's what I did. But I tell you one thing: if it wasn't for my faith and my friends, that could have ended up bad, because I was in a dark place after the divorce. Just doing too much. Then I met a lovely lady that was like real cool, and she kind of scared me because she was moving too fast, told me she loved me, and was like, I'm about to graduate from college and move, and I want you and your son to move with me. And I'm like, wait, my divorce ain't even final. So I went back to my wife to try to make it work 9 months later. Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
How old were you when this is happening?
So we got married right after my 21st birthday.
Okay.
So 5 years in. So 5 years in. Well, actually,
26.
Yeah, 5 years in, then we split because she cheated on me. Was going through the divorce. I met a young lady, and then she kind of scared me. So 9 months after we first split, I went back, and it did not work at all. Nope, not at all.
So we got to. So is this like the Sinbad situation?
Sinbad.
So what happened with Sinbad is he divorced his wife, and then they got back together. Did you fully get, or you didn't get divorced yet?
No,
you didn't fully get divorced. Okay. I see.
No, we didn't get divorced. We tried to make it work, but it was too much. Like, we couldn't have sex like we used to anymore because I was thinking about what she did, and I would hear from people I knew that they seen her in the club with some booty shorts on, shaking her butt on stage and all that, and it was a lot.
This is on the second time trying to get back.
The second time. Yep, when I went back. Yeah. Yeah, and so she was like, "What is it like? Why can't we have sex like we used to?" And I'm like, "I mean, it's me. It's in my head." She was like, "Well, is it me? Do I need to lose weight? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "No, it's literally me. Like, I think we should go to counseling because I can't get past some things, even though what I'm saying, I know I was out doing what I was doing, but it was just too much."
Did she know about that?
As far as doing what I was doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't, and that's what I told her. I was like, I think we should do counseling together because it's in my head. It's some stuff I just can't get out of my head because people telling me, and then listen, we went to a party of my friends. It was a birthday party for him, right? We go to the party and she's acting weird, like weird as shit. Like, wanted to sit in the corner, and that ain't like her. We usually be up dancing, having a good time, right? So come to find out, my dude, who's his birthday, she had messed with his cousin, and his cousin was there. So she felt some type of way. So that's why she went up, mingling like we usually would. And so that upon, she slept with a female. And then other guys and all
that was there at the party too.
No, that wasn't at the party.
I was like, no. Okay, no. I was like, wow.
If that was at the party, I would have joined in, man. What you talking about, man?
Gotcha. My bad. I'm sorry. Okay, I gotta listen more clearly. Just these. Sorry. All right.
No, but I understand what you're saying because I think that when a man cheats, a woman is quicker to forgive and try to let it go. But when a woman cheats on a man, it's like it messes with his ego, it messes with his brain. You probably were like trying to, but you just kept thinking about, okay, did she do it like this with him? What did she do with him? Or all these other things going on. So I can understand because I cheated when I was married. So it was.
I know. I listened to the podcast.
But he got it all. He got all the info. Yeah.
So as you know, it was hard. It was hard for him, but at the same time, I think the person who cheats has to realize that it's going to take a while for for your person, for your partner, for your spouse to get it back together as far as trusting you. But it does take intention. Like, you really have to work on it together. So let's fast forward. So that happened. You finally got divorced.
Yep.
And then how long did it take for you to get to marriage number 2?
So we got married in 1999. Our divorce was final 7 years after that. So what's that? 2006, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get married until 2019.
Oh, okay. So you was out here.
2019. Yep, 2019.
Okay. So were you out like sowing your royal oats? Or like, what were you doing? Were you trying to find yourself in between there, or?
Yeah. So after my official divorce, I was wild. I was wild. I definitely had a lifestyle that y'all talked about in some old episodes.
Word.
Yeah.
With the multiple situations.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, okay.
y'all see, yeah, you gotta dig
Yeah,
in.
we got a lot out there. We got a lot out there. And you know it all. Okay.
Yeah, so and then like I started comedy in 2010. No, I'm sorry, '09. I started
Okay.
comedy in '09.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I started hitting the road like very early. Like I was hitting the road in like 2010, 2011, like featuring and headlining. So I would be out and about and end up, with somebody from the show or whatever. And so yeah, I was wild. And then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I need to get back all the way right. So I wanted to settle down and yeah. So then I found somebody and they told me they would be willing to, they would do it again because they was supposedly divorced. Coming to find out they wasn't. Yeah.
Run that.
Like, wait a minute, what?
Run that
So
back.
when did you find out that she really wasn't divorced?
She told me like later, like after we was dating for like some months, saying it wasn't finalized. And I'm like, well, when you go get it finalized? And
Yeah.
she didn't want to get it finalized because he was paying for her insurance. And I'm like, insurance ain't expensive. Like, so, but yeah, she felt as though that he owed her something. So she didn't want to finalize a divorce, which made no sense to me. But yeah, so I ended up splitting up with her and getting with my current ex-wife.
So we wasn't even on number 2 yet.
Right, not yet.
This
she
was
was
an
in between.
interim situation.
He was the in between, but you were trying. It was that she wasn't fully forthcoming with the information that you need to know. And I think that's messed up. So if y'all listening, y'all watching, be open and honest with the person up from the get-go, because you're taking their right away to choose whether or not they want to continue to be with you or not. And
Exactly.
so I've gone through that where I've been on dating sites and I'll talk to guys and you getting all caught up, you about to schedule a date, and then they lay it on you and say, oh, you know what, I'm separated and it's been a while. And you're like, dang it, like what? And it's like you can, but if they're not like, it's a hit and miss with people who are separated, because you just don't know how long they've been separated. You don't know if they still going back to each other. It's a big risk. So just be honest. If that person wants to continue to talk to you, then let them choose that, But so I get you. So you got married. How long did you date her before you married her?
The second ex-wife?
Yes.
The current.
How long did I date her?
Yeah, how long did you date her before you said I do?
Not long enough.
Oh, okay. How long what's not long enough?
Not long.
5 weeks.
Maybe was it 5? I don't
3.
Yeah, but see, I knew her for 10 years.
Okay.
But come to find out, I really didn't know her. So like, yeah, because like a lot of stuff has happened in between that, with the just being around and doing crazy stuff. But my dad passed away 5 years ago, Monday, like Tuesday, the 31st. So like exact to the T. So when he passed, that's how my one ex-girlfriend got like in real good, because she was like helping my mom clean the house and like staying in the background and doing stuff. So she kind of like stepped up her game in that aspect. So yeah, and then my mom passed away a year later. Okay, so
wow.
Yeah, so how it went was, okay, so my dad passed away 5 years ago. So me and the other girl we was dating, and then coming up on like my 40th birthday, we was planning on going to Cancun. I mean, not Cancun, but the DR, the Dominican Republic. But before we even went on vacation, I knew I was done because she wasn't willing to get married again. or even finalize a divorce, right? So I went on this vacation because I paid half, so I wanted to kick it, you know. And the first night we was there, she wanted to have a discussion. She like, oh, so you 40, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, what do you see for yourself? You know, and I'm like, you really want to have this conversation? Because we've had the conversation before. You really want to have this conversation right now on the first night of vacation? Like, I mean, we can. It ain't gonna ruin my vacation because I'm coming. Like, I already know what's what, you know. So, so we had the conversation. Let me get out this sun a little bit. Sorry. So we had the conversation, and I was like, you know, I see myself getting married, like, and you know, you don't feel as though I'm worth getting married to. Like, I mean, what's the reason of us continuing our relationship? Like, I don't want to keep playing house. Like, I want to get all the way right, you know. So yeah. So she was like, well, I can't guarantee it's gonna be 5 years. It could be 10 years. And I'm like, I'm 40. So yeah, maybe 45, but 50, like I'm not about to like wait 10 years and you don't want to get married and then I'm back in the dating scene at 50 years old. Like, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So when we came back, like I was like, I'm done, you know, we need to break up. And she was like, well, I want to keep the house. I was like, I don't care, you know. And then she was like, well, I can't afford it by myself. And I was like, well, I can, you know, so.
that beautiful house you're in right now.
Yeah. All this green screen.
Yeah, all that green screen. Yeah. So that's how it ended.
So yeah, that's how it ended. So I gave her like, you know, however she needed a month or two to find her own spot because I just wanted to kick her on the street. I ain't ignorant and mean like that. So she left. But mind you, when I was in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, me and my past ex-wife was chatting. Not like nothing serious. We was just chatting. Plus, I knew this was over and she was moving. So, but yeah, it was kind of crazy. So she started going to church with me, and then she was like, she's pregnant. And this was right after my mom had passed, like literally right after my mom passed. She said she was pregnant, and I was like, it's a girl. And she was like, you not mad? And I'm like, no, because like my son he'll be 25 in December, and my daughter will be 3 in July. So
what? Hold on.
Yeah.
Man, who had the baby?
Yeah, when did the baby come into the situation? So, he just be slipping stuff in now. Hold on.
So the new ex-wife had the baby.
Oh, okay.
So we started dating after I came back from Punta Cana.
As soon as got you.
And the girl left, right? And then my mom passed. And then a little after my mom passed, she told me she's pregnant. So yeah, so that happened. And then I'm like, well, I've been knowing her for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Like always been checking on her and, you know, and seeing where she was at and all that stuff. And so, yeah, I was like, well, I'm about to, you know, do it right. So I ended up proposing and so.
So is that your current situation right now?
That's the current ex-wife.
No, that's the current ex.
That's the current ex-wife. Okay, so after that, okay, did you do the necessary work to heal to get into this new relationship?
Wait. Let's don't jump there yet. Don't jump there.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanna ask this. 2 questions, and I'll put them both out there. You ask them however.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
When for you was the first red flag for the current ex, and did you see similarities in the 2 situations? I mean, the first one, it seems like it ended because she cheated, but were there like situational things where you're like, we might be headed down the slope right now? What did you see? How did you? Yeah.
So the first red flag in the last marriage was just like kind of the laziness.
Mm.
And then the second red flag was her lying about stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third red flag is when she finally told me what she was lying about, and she was not working, but selling drugs.
Yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It's a lot. Like we
this
can
Well,
lifetime.
you have some.
Bravo
And then,
VH1.
hey,
I
were you
mean,
having packs bought by the house? It was like that's not Amazon. What? Or,
what?
wow.
What?
You think you know somebody, right?
No.
That's
No,
wow.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
And this is from the current ex.
Yes. Yes.
Whew. So this
Yeah.
is after already going through the first situation.
Yep. Getting married.
Yeah.
And getting married, right? And her, getting saved at church and all that. And yeah.
So let's take it a little bit by it. For the laziness, because I think maybe people listening to this, when they peep this out, they might fall into that category, whether it's a guy or a girl. But
Okay.
what goes into your mind when you think about lazy? This is like, I'm getting up, I'm going to work, and I see you kind of in the same spot when I get home that you was at, or like what comes in with the laziness?
Okay, so let me say this. So I was working full time, right? And we had a conversation after Lil Mama, who's my daughter. That's what I call her, Lil Mama, because she was right after my mom passed. So that's why I call her Lil Mama. So this is after Lil Mama's born. And, I know being, a stay-at-home parent and just having a kid is a lot of work. I know that's a lot of work, right? A lot of work. So we had a talk where I was like, look, I don't want you to go back to work yet, because I can afford the bills, the food, whatever, extracurricular that you need to do or whatever for our daughter, your daughter, my stepdaughter, and you and me and all that. I got it. But what I need from you.
Wait. I'm getting new info. So this is not your daughter because y'all were united. That's why she was asking, are you mad? Why are you mad or not mad? Because I didn't get that at first. I was like, why would she ask if you're mad? But this was not from a union of y'all.
Wait, mad or what? Who said I was mad?
No. So you said when she told you that she was pregnant, you just had a reaction of okay, and she was shocked that you weren't mad.
No, because I didn't want. My son is about to be 25.
Yeah.
So she knew like I wasn't planning on having another kid.
Okay.
So that's why she asked, "You not mad?"
Oh, okay. All right. Because I thought you just said something about stepdaughter.
I know. I had a stepdaughter.
Yeah. So that your daughter, Lil Mama, is your stepdaughter.
No. That's
she's your biological. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got you. All right. So there's another. Okay.
I got a stepdaughter who's 13.
Got you. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Who I treated like she was mine. Right.
Got you.
Because I known her and I seen her when she was a baby. Because remember, I said I knew her since like 10 years.
Like 10 years, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, it's jumping. I'm my bad.
No, that's all right. We got it. We're gonna get it right. Okay.
So I sat down, we had a conversation. I was like, look, I don't want you to go back to work yet. I can pay everything. And I don't want to send her to daycare because I want her to be able to tell us if something happens. I call her Little Mama for a reason. I have to protect her.
Right.
So are you cool with that? She said yes. But evidently she wasn't cool with that. I ended up getting 2 credit cards so she can have money anytime she wanted to instead of asking me for money.
Ooh.
And that still wasn't enough. So she started selling drugs and lying to me.
Oh wow.
That's a step. That's quite a step.
That's yeah.
And not just selling drugs, she started doing drugs too. And I had to go down to a jail Matter of fact, my original co-host from Just Therapy, Mr. Ferguson, I called him up. I was like, "Hey, we got to go down to Maslin to go get the kids because she got like arrested, and the kids was in the rental van that I got for her." It's a lot. So I had to go get the kids from there. Luckily, they didn't call Children Family Services because they could have got took.
Right.
Yeah.
On the spot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I told her, I was like, "Look, I'm done. This I can't do this because you lying, you doing drugs, you lied about it." Like, because I asked her before because it was just off. I was like, are you doing something like, besides weed? And she was like, no. And I'm like, because we can get through this. Like, I help you. You know what I'm saying? No. So just lie. So then she get caught with that. So I'm like, I'm done. It was too much. It was too much. So I didn't get a lawyer yet. So then I started to get a lawyer, and then she moved. Like, she wasn't even living here for like a whole year, and I went through a knee surgery, and my stepdaughter would still come here because she was going to school from my house. So it was at a point where she was with her mom, and I had the knee injury, and I was out of work for 2 months, just laid up with my knee, and my stepdaughter wanted to stay here so she can help me. But my ex-wife didn't help me, like at all, and tried to start a fight every single time she came over.
So she would go between her dad and y'all's house?
No, she would go between my house and her mom, where her mom.
Oh, got you. Got you.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot.
All right. So that all happened.
So yeah,
she just said, all right, so that all happened. Okay, yeah, all of that.
But the straw that broke the camel's back, where I was like, because I kept praying on it. I was like, God, give me a sign, because like I'm going through the divorce, and I'm like, give me a sign if I should do full custody. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a sign. So first sign was my daughter, my little mama, had like bed bug bites on her, right? And because I was in Vegas doing some shows, and she tells me, she's like, well, you need to come pick up your daughter. And I'm like, but I'm in Vegas doing shows. Like, I when I get back, as soon as I get back, I'll pick her up, like, because we was trading weeks. So that, and then I kept praying on full custody. And then on my way, like that morning, on my way to start my FedEx route, I prayed on it. On the way back, I ended up getting a call from Children Family Services down in that county saying, and I already had my daughter though, like it was my week that my daughter was with me. Children Family Services called me and say, hey, will you take your stepdaughter, like protective custody of your stepdaughter? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to let her go into the system. So yes. So that's when I knew I was doing full custody regardless. And I ended up winning full custody from the divorce up. And
and that's great that you biological
grandmother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what I can say is that you are kind of like a unicorn as far as a man who will step up and do all of those things to, please his wife and make sure that she's comfortable. Not to say that you're not. I'm just saying, like, in his situation, like, to see those red flags and still stick it out.
Still do it. Yeah.
And still do it and still go all the way with it. That's what I mean by a unicorn in a sense.
No, I got you. I know what you meant.
A lot of I didn't want to offend D and be like, you ain't.
Oh no, I knew it wasn't me. I was just that was for all men. Yeah. That was for all men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because a lot of men would have said Chuck Deuces and would have been out. But the fact that you stayed and you stepped up to the plate and you're still taking care of your responsibilities and you're still taking care of your children, that is great. I want to say that first.
That's amazing.
The second thing I want to say is, was it something that I'm about to get kind of therapy on you. Was
Okay,
it
come
something?
on.
Just therapy.
Just a little therapy. Uh, was it something that, um, like, what was it that kept you staying? Because I know sometimes, like for me, I saw red flags, but I stayed because I thought one that person was going to treat me differently than the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Two, that I saw a potential, like maybe this going to change. And three, because of childhood experiences where I saw my mom stay. And so a little subconsciously I stayed. So, did anything play like that as far as like your childhood or any experiences or the fact that you saw potential later on?
Well, no, like I mean, it wasn't nothing from my. Okay, it might have been something from my childhood. My parents was
Okay.
always together.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
My grandparents on my dad's side was together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My aunt and uncle, who never got married on my dad's side, his youngest brother was together.
Gotcha.
And he never went anywhere. My other uncle and aunt was together and raised their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe because I seen people stay together
Right.
and work it out and move to that. But like taking care of my kids, like that was definitely instilled in me because I was a single black father. Once we got divorced, my first ex-wife,
Right.
she acted like she didn't have a son after we got divorced.
Mm.
So with the help of my parents, I raised my son from when he was like 6, 7, on the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Where when he turned 18, and it was like because his birthday is December 10th, so Christmas is right after that. So his mom wanted to come hang out with us like a family. And I was like, yeah, come through. Like, cause like, I ain't got no feelings, no nothing. Like we can, and she like, oh, I'm gonna bring a bottle of tequila. I'm like, bet, cause that's what I drink. So we play some games and drink, and whatever. So that night, like after she left, he's like, why don't my mom love me? So like I had to hold him while we sat there and both cried together. So like that father has always been instilled in me because my dad was a great father. Like,
Right.
So I stayed for that. And then like I wanted to try to make it work, but I mean it was just too much. It was like too much. And I kept praying on it and kept praying on it, and God kept giving me signs. So like, I mean, how long can you be a dummy and stay? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So I don't think it was like a trigger or a trauma from my childhood that made me stay. It was one of those. I think it might be able to work. And then again, like I went back after 9 months of being away from my first ex-wife and tried to make it work, but it didn't. So I don't know. I guess I'm a sucker for pain.
Oh man, you missed your second. You trying to get a second chances, man. You trying to.
That's what I was going to ask you next.
Okay.
So right now you are currently in a relationship.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you got new love, new boo,
yes.
And that's great. Is she totally different from the others?
Totally.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm like, okay,
head over heels.
Was that your goal to make sure that when you were looking for a new boo, when you were ready to settle down, that you made sure that you remembered all the red flags you saw in the first two?
I wasn't looking.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't looking.
Tell us how you got there, man.
Like I really wasn't looking, and it was like God put her in my life, and put me in her life at a time where we kind of needed each other. You know what I'm saying? And didn't know it, I guess. But oh my gosh, breath of fresh air. Man, just yeah. Like I know you make your own happiness, but she definitely adds to it. Definitely adds to it. Little Mama adores her, and she loves Little Mama like Little Mama is actually hers. So so yeah, breath of fresh air. I love her to death. So
how long has this been?
Right now? We have been talking for a little over a year. Didn't start really like getting to like that next level How long? She in the other room.
Oh.
she got it. She keep a calendar, so.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
So we
Organized.
kind of took it to the next level in April, June. She won't even. She act like she's not here, and she's sitting on the couch laughing at me, like cracking up, something like that. But we didn't make it. We didn't make it official. Like start dating until March 1st of this year.
Oh, okay.
Because we both wanted my divorce to be final.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
You go learning. You're learning.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Trying to.
Yeah, because we don't want you to have to divorce ain't final and then you go back to wife number 2.
Oh no,
we're trying to work out again.
No.
So,
I know y'all don't cuss on here, but that shit ain't gonna happen.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
That's really good. That's really good. So have you thought about marriage with the new boo? Are you kind of hesitant on?
Oh man, you asking him when she's on the couch right there?
I mean,
but listen, and that's a cool question. So, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the second question right after you asked that?
Are you hesitant because of the last 2?
Scared, hesitant,
hesitant, scared, fearful.
So, because like I asked her, I was like, I'm like, is there anything that I can't talk about with our relationship? I asked her that before we
good. That's
and
good.
She was
that's also good.
She was like, why would our relationship come up? I'm like, the podcast is called The Way Love Goes, so it's gonna come up. So, not hesitant, scared a little bit. And this is the first time her hearing this too, because I know she listening because she was just laughing. That I don't know when the time is the right time. Is the thing that's in my mind. Is it too soon? Is it not too soon? So that's where I'm at right now.
Gotcha.
But
which is a good conversation for y'all to have together, though, because somebody doesn't want to find out 2 years in, oh, you're still scared from your past experiences. Because women have a timeline. We have a timeline in our head, even though we may not say we do.
Right. So this is the thing. It's not being scared of the past relationship.
Gotcha.
It's just would the timing be right for both of us? You know what I'm saying? Because like she went through some stuff, and I'm not going to talk about what she went through. And I went through a lot of stuff, and just getting divorced. Is it too soon? When's too soon? When's too long? You know what I'm saying? So that's where my mind is at. You know what I'm saying? Because don't get it twisted. I definitely want to spend the rest of my life with her.
That's awesome.
I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact.
So. That's good. Couples therapy could help y'all with that.
You say couples therapy?
Yeah. Okay. Going to couples therapy so that y'all both can talk to someone who doesn't know you about, what could be, in the back of your head that you haven't really brung up to each other yet. It just gives you that safe space to talk about it. But the fact that and the fact that, that this is the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with is a start. And the fact that y'all both love each other and there is a mutual respect and there's a mutual understanding that there's something that we both need to figure out first before we jump into a marriage, especially since you said that divorce is new. So there's no rush because you want the next one to be forever,
The last one. Not next
you
one.
Want you want the third time to be the charm and the nail in the coffin.
The third time's the charm. Yes.
Absolutely. So that's something that y'all can talk about as far as couples therapy or it doesn't have to be premarital counseling. It could be premarital counseling, and they do that as far as figuring out. But is there anything else you want to ask him, D?
I want to know, interestingly, and I don't know if this was therapy for you at all, if you do it, but in your comedy, is this part of it, or do you like, nah, I ain't gonna put this in there?
So my comedy is about life and my life. I haven't put this much into my routine. So, but I know I need to start because it's who I am. You know what I'm saying? I talk about my kids a lot. I do talk about my kids a lot. I talk about my little mama a lot. I talk about my son a hell of a lot. And then I talk about life. So I think that would help. But it's the way of making it funny.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's been a lot.
Right.
So it's just I gotta make sure it's funny. You know what I'm saying? So
and the approach to that, because I remember, I don't know if you if you follow Tony Baker at all, but he talked about after his son passed, and then how he started putting that into his routine, and people was like, they didn't know whether to really laugh or
because I got a bit about my parents because they both died at the age of 69, a year apart. So they ruined the number 69 for me for the rest of my life because they both passed at the age of 69. You know how good 69s used to be? Like they were just. Oh, let me stop.
No, there's you got to look up this bit. I don't know if it's on YouTube. But it's called the most awesome. It's like called the awesomest death, and it's these two guys that are talking about this guy that died, and I think he was like 69, and there's all this other stuff about how he died, but it was like the awesomest stuff.
Nice.
So, yeah, you gotta look that up. You gotta look.
I hope he was married. So then he went.
Well, I don't know if it's real or if it's just.
Okay.
But I think it's like College Humor sketch or something like that.
Because I mean, you don't want to be doing those 69 with no hooker and then pass away and then like
that's too wrong.
The guy gonna be like, "Look, I seen you, and she wasn't even all the way clean."
You're like, hey,
now you up here.
It was conversion.
Oh my gosh.
It was missionary work. Well, kind of.
It was missionary work? Okay.
Kind of missionary work.
I
started there.
I got it.
And I was evangelizing Peter, St. Peter.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
But the way you told us about your story today had a comedic facet to it. Like I was laughing, even though, I mean, you're just, the way your delivery is comedic. I mean, so I guess just fine tuning that. But I mean, we laughed. We were like, wait a minute, what the Tyler Perry is going on?
Right.
Because it was a lot going on. But it's a lot, but it's good for people to hear because people have gone through the same thing you've gone through, just in another version that's specific to them. So, I mean, I think absolutely you should put this in your show because it's funny and it's also healing to you at the same time.
Yeah.
To get it out.
And what I'm noticing now with the power of social media, man, the way that people put parts of their life out there, it is like, it's like a gateway, and it's like almost like a permission to let other people also identify. I seen this thing just last night about this guy who was talking about the difference between like being able to pay your rent, and then once you're like one situation away from living in those like $300 a night motel rooms, and then not even being able to do that, and then move into living in your car. And the comments, I was like, man, I was very curious. I was like, man, what is the comment section on this? Because there was a lot of comments, and there were so many people that are like, yeah, I had that situation for 6 months. I had that situation for a year and a half. And I was able to get out of it, and don't let go. And I was like, dude, just the fact of that dude talking about that was so healing for all of those people in the comments that could share their experience, share their story. Somebody who is sitting there in that situation then reading that, and it's helpful. So you being able to even put that on with the comedic flavor to it, that's even more uplifting, in that. So yeah, I'll be waiting for that show. Yeah, you put that in your special, your first special.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of existence,
Absolutely. So can you tell everybody where they can find you, if you have any new shows coming out, anything that we need to know?
No shows as of right now. I got some like towards the fall. But if you want to find me, you can find me on Facebook under Shawn Boyd. And if you're not from Ohio, put in Shawn Boyd, Ohio. It'll be a picture of me and my daughter. Instagram is SB Comedy. TikTok is SB Comedy 1. I'm also on Twitter, but I really don't tweet that much unless it's putting new episodes up of Just Therapy. But you can go to the Just Therapy, the podcast page on Facebook. We're on Spotify and Google and all that good stuff, and Anchor. So you can find all the old episodes. Don Dees was on.
Yes, we had a ball.
We had a ball on that episode, man. Yeah, definitely check out the podcast.
We need to do it again. You know what we should do?
Yeah,
I was thinking of an idea because I think part of the funniest part of our conversation was the whole thing about masturbation.
Yeah.
So I was like, we should just do a whole episode full of awkward Christian questions and just tear it up.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Everything,
all the weird stuff.
Oh yeah, you gotta check out that episode.
Have you gone to her podcast? Tierra Monique Talk It Up.
I have not.
She got good episodes on there.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm definitely gonna have to have you on Just Therapy too, because it's about life with a comedy twist. So we talk about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's raw and uncut. It's a safe place.
It is raw.
It's definitely raw and uncut.
It's definitely raw.
We cuss. I cuss. I know I cuss a lot. But we talk about
he was
a lot of
rather
stuff.
tame today.
It's fun. It's definitely fun. We had Don Dees on there, and my old co-host asked him, was it okay to masturbate as a man of God? And we talked about it.
Yeah, we had a whole nice little talk.
Because he said his uncle told him he was going to go to hell if he played with himself. So,
yeah.
Wrong information out and hurting people.
False info out there, man.
So,
but if you want to know the real answer, you got to go listen to it.
Y'all was just talking about masturbation not too long ago, too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you was talking about your toys. I mean, toys.
Toys.
Not
your
toys.
Not my
toys, but toys.
But toys in general. Yeah.
Toys in general.
Yeah. We got all the answers, guys. We got all the answers. Just come on.
Tierra Monique, I'm gonna have to have you on the podcast soon. We do it every Monday. We live on Facebook, YouTube, all the social media. We do it 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm definitely gonna jump in your inbox and have you pick a Monday that you can do the podcast. And Don Dees, I'm gonna have you back on too, but I'm gonna have Tierra on before you come back.
Yeah. No, you know what? You have to have
it took a whole year to get on any podcast that you had. So I was supposed to be on the podcast a long time ago.
That's what I was gonna say. That's a condition. I gotta have you on before I go back on.
And then I forced my way on this podcast. I was like, you might as well just have me on the way, let go, since that's the only podcast you're doing now. So I'll come on and we can talk about whatever. So I kind of like bullied my way to be y'all.
You know what? I actually don't mind that.
To be y'all first guest. I bullied my way to be y'all first guest. I'm popping your damn cherry.
Pause. But
we ain't pausing. Nope.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, I'm glad you did, because we were thinking about a guest, and so I'm glad you're our first guest because everything you talked about is a little bit of what we've already talked about before. But having
it's
someone
actually
to
been
talk
really
from
good.
their, having someone to talk about it from their own perspective and their own experience is, especially a man, because I know I went through a little bit, but D hasn't. So the fact that from a man standpoint, it's great. So I know my conclusion from all this, what I learned is, do not skip those red flags. I mean, I've said those many, many times. Just do not skip the red flags because I mean, even the first time of you not wanting to get married, like listen to your gut, because a lot of people will still go through with the marriage because they've invested so much money and all this stuff. It's like you need to. It's like either it's going to be you lose on a deposit or you're going to lose on a lot of time of your life that you want that you can't get back because you can't get time back. Time is very precious and valuable. So do not skip on red flags. You got any conclusions, D?
Dude, you know what? Well,
can I
go ahead, jump in.
Yeah, go ahead.
So before y'all conclude this episode, I gotta touch on the 90s R&B episode, the 2 episodes y'all did. Why didn't y'all bring up songs about R. Kelly? Like, I mean, is it because
we talked about
that?
We talked about that, but I don't think we included the Kales.
Y'all didn't include Kales on none of the songs. No song like included Kales. And I understand a lot of his songs had a deeper meaning than what it was for us.
Now he was on my list. He was on my
He was definitely on the list. I saw
He's on the list. We just didn't talk about it.
Why? What song would you have wanted to talk about from him?
I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot of good ones. I mean, like I can't.
The remix to Ignition.
Yeah, but I can't look at "Seems Like You Ready" the same anymore. Like I can't.
AJ nothing but a number.
I can't look at them the same.
Yeah.
But it was funny though. And then so was mint y'all because you said mint condition, Pretty Brown Eyes, right? So
yeah, we had them on the list. I think
that was definitely one of my favorite songs. But what y'all didn't mention was Tony. Like, lay your head on my pillow.
Oh, he was on my list. But see, we didn't have okay. Now you know
Anniversary. We didn't talk about Anniversary. I thought we didn't talk about Anniversary.
No,
we wanted to do
a
part 3. We wanted to do a part 3 and bring Shawn back on.
All right,
to talk about
all my songs.
All the grievances.
Tony. That's it. Like,
I actually seen Tony in person because
I got to see him in Detroit. I
was in a parade with Tony.
Oh, you was in a parade with him?
Yes.
Did they sing?
Yeah. They had their whole float.
Feels Good?
No, it was like a Christmas Day family parade. So
okay.
I don't remember what they sang.
Because feels good wasn't just about feeling good. It was about feeling good.
God.
All right, I need to cut y'all off. Go ahead.
Resident expert. Bringing on his grievances.
We're going to definitely bring you back on so we can talk about it.
Friend of the pod.
Just let me know anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we could have kept going on. That's why we had two episodes.
Right.
My list was long.
I mean, there's tons of songs.
I had it broken up. I had early 90s, I had mid 90s, I had late 90s.
Yeah, color coded.
The albums, you came with it all. Don D's was like, oh, hold on, let me Google.
Yeah, let me see. Mint what? Oh, that's not how you spell it. Hold on. Shy. Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
As yet.
I was in it though.
You were, yep. Yeah. That was good. That was some good
episodes. She's the scholar of the show. Huh? She's the scholar of the show.
I noticed.
Okay.
I gave her a break because I talk a lot, so she ain't had to talk and hold the podcast down.
Oh. Yeah. She'd have to carry me on her back this week. Black women always having to do all the work. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, okay, go ahead. My bad. What's your breakdown, Don D's?
My breakdown is it's kind of, speaking of like her carrying the back, I'm just gonna piggyback off of what she said. there's an African proverb. I'm paraphrasing it because I'm not going to get it right, but it's basically saying when you see a red flag, that's not the first time it's waved hello to you. It's something like that. And
that's good. That's really
and
good.
I was thinking about that because a lot of times people, like you're saying, they'll go through with the commitment because they're at a particular stage where they feel there's no turning back.
Yeah.
And so probably sometime in our relationships, we have seen things that it was a little more faint or a little more subtle, and we kind of, brushed it under the rug or didn't ignore it or ignored it. But just like you're both saying, you realize now those things are not to be ignored. It's better to hit them when you first see them so you can either nip it in the bud or be like, you know what? I know where we're at with this right now. Let me go ahead and pull out right now.
However
you want to take that.
Well, pun intended. Pun intended.
Right, pun intended. Before you get too in there, too mesmerized. You feel me?
Where you be living up in it. That's
before you be swimming, right? Yeah, and then the swimmers are swimming, and everybody's swimming, and then you drown. Is what happens.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So I do have a quote. So taking a risk at love is like consciously jumping out of an airplane, hoping the other person will pull the parachute. That's from me. You can quote me Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Here,
Book coming.
It says taking a risk at love is like consciously jumping out of an airplane, hoping the other person will pull the parachute. So the visual is, if you've ever seen somebody skydiving, it's you and another person. Sometimes people jump by themselves, but in a relationship, usually it's two people.
Tandem,
right?
yeah.
Tandem, right. And so the other person is on top and they have the control to pull the parachute. And you have to trust them that they know the right time to pull the parachute. If not, you're going to crash and burn or eventually die. So you experience falling in love together, just like jump out that parachute. You are experiencing it together, right? You're experiencing falling in love together, but you give so much power to the other person to decide if you're going to land or if you're going to crash. Because you hope that both of you are on the same page regarding if you're going to land nicely with a little bit of a rough landing, or if you're going to crash and die and lose yourself in that person to the point where it's not reciprocated. Because the other person has the control sometimes, especially if you're the one who's all the way in and you can't tell if they are. So that is how I was visualizing it when I came up with it. Because, love is a risk. Because you don't know. All you know is you can control what you do, but you can't control what the other person does. So but is it worth the risk? And you have to make sure that if you see what you like to see, if you have your non-negotiables, don't forget your non-negotiables, you'll make it 5. And if that person has all those things, then just go with it, because there's nothing else you can do. You cannot predict what's going to happen in a relationship. All you can do is just go with it, not go with the flow where you just, the other person not reciprocating or there is no definitive destination, but you have to be intentional and you have to take the risk, because if you don't take the risk for love, then you're never going to have it. So that's my quote.
Speak on it.
I got one before Don D's give a
script. Ahead.
Before hit him. Scripture.
hit it, brother.
I did this because I do a close every week on Just Therapy, and I did this one before, but it's definitely fitting for this episode for y'all. The one does not exist, but the one you choose to do life with does.
Exactly.
Yeah. So because like everybody like, oh, she the one,
right?
Huh?
You've been listening to the podcast?
No,
I said that.
I did that on mine. I did that on mine a while ago.
Yeah. I got you. That's a good. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, because everybody like, oh, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah,
right.
The one, because that don't exist, but the one you choose to do life with does. So
exactly.
Choose wisely.
Profound. Choose wisely.
Choose wisely. Yep. Because you can fall in love with anybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can.
Yep. Can't, but you can't do life with everybody. That's the thing.
Nope, you can't.
That's
I
good.
found that
That's
out.
really good.
Couple of times.
No, you find out more than a couple of times.
3 times at least, right?
Oh man, what you got for our scripture today, D?
Shoot, man. I feel like I don't carry my weight. Even my closing thought is not even my thought. It's somebody else from the Bible years and years ago wrote this, and I'm just piggybacking off of them. Philippians 4:6-7 says, "Don't be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus." So, yeah, man, go hard, go full force, offer a prayer up to God for the guidance, and have peace about the choices and decisions you make, so you could go, 100% into that thing, man. Just jump off the dresser into that thing.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
I think
Pun intended.
The key part of that scripture is not being anxious, because I know when we get involved in relationships, we do get kind of anxious, especially when it's good and it's new and we haven't, I love you real fast, like you said before, Shawn. She said, I love you real fast, and people get anxious because they don't want this to be the end. Like, oh, I gotta hold on to this, and I gotta do everything I can to make sure this does not go away. But you have to make sure you give things time, and you absolutely got to make sure that you ask God, is this the right person for me? Because He's not going to choose the right person for you, but He knows what's best for you. So you ask Him, am I going in the right direction with this person? Is this person going to have me drifting away from what I'm supposed to be doing, or are they going to have me running towards what I'm supposed to be doing? So that's good, D.
And I did ask him with the second one. I asked him a whole bunch of times with the second one. I asked him a whole bunch. I did.
He was like, no. He was like, no, Shawn, stop. No.
I think he said yes because Lil Mama's here.
That's
and then
true.
He said, "Okay, I got something else for you." Let that one go.
Time to let him go. The
season
season is done. The season is over.
The season's over.
Yeah. You got the,
all right, well,
you got the blessing,
so
and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. So, if everything else is done, if all minds are clear,
we clear.
We thank y'all so much for joining us. It absolutely could. But like you said, you're going to invite me on, and then you're going to invite D on to your podcast so we can continue the conversation. And it's going to be awesome. So we are so happy. We thank you so much for our guest, comedian Shawn Boyd.
Yes, sir.
Also the host of the podcast, This Therapy. Please go and follow him and listen to his podcast and show up wherever he is when he does his shows, and support Black people. Okay? Support Black people.
Period. Support good people.
Period.
Support good people.
Yeah, good people too. Yeah. Yeah, that too. So you can reach on everything. Like we said before, we're on everything. Follow us, share, subscribe. You can go to we're on Apple, Spotify, Google,
Anchor.
Tell your mother, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your enemy.
He knowing everything.
Listening. Come on now. I'm gonna go and give your show a 5-star rating, even though I listen to half the episode.
Exactly. Yeah. And pay attention. Pay attention to what you hear on these shows, man. We trying to help you in life, because that's the way
love goes.
Yeah, there you go. We got it. We're gonna work on it. We'll get it.
I didn't know I was included on that one. Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right.
You can't get everything. You can't be perfect. Yeah. Shoot. All right, y'all. Peace, love.
God bless you. Smooches.
That's peace.